Hello everybody, welcome back to 10 Minute Reviews. I'm Jason, bringing you today's video. This fuzzy one running around right here is Freya. She also wants to bring you today's video, although she actually just wants to sit against the wall and lick her feet. And yeah, going to be talking about a book or an author that we've talked about in the past. We're going to be talking about book 2 in the series. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons, guys. We appreciate all that support that you guys want to give us. We're going to do these videos no matter what. But the more support we have, the better it makes us feel, and the more it makes us feel like we're actually doing what we want, which is to bring you guys books, bring you guys authors, bring you guys things to read for fun. We're not going to talk about the next great American novel, because I find most of those fairly boring. I've read them, I find them fairly boring. We want to bring you guys fun stuff. So, I want to talk about Wolfe, Locke, and Mike Caliban's Casual Farming 2. Casual Farming 2. I'm not going to go into the world and stuff like that we talked about, because I already talked about that in book 1, and it's very unique. Okay, maybe I'll talk about it a little bit. It's very, very, very unique. It's in a lit RPG type world with the usual system of classes and stuff like that, but some of it is definitely not talked about. The stats. Like, I think there's a brief mention of stats in book 1, and then a very, very tiny mention of stats in book 3. But otherwise, there's almost no mention of stats. I could not tell you what level the main character is anymore, or any of the other characters anymore, because it's never talked about. It is never, ever, 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 ever talked about. And you talk about money, but some of the other lit RPG elements are very, very interesting, very fascinating, like the dungeons. And the dungeon played a huge part in book 1, absolutely huge, huge, huge part in book 1. And then you've got the farming thing, character with a certain number of actions and stuff like that, very interesting. You know, you've got your ways of building, you've got your inventories. The cookbook is absolutely fantastic. Cookbook cracks me up. Definitely developing its own personality. I'm hoping at some point it gets a name besides just a cookbook, but it's absolutely hilarious for the character to wake up in the winter, go out and the cookbook is huddled and shaking underneath, you know, huddled and wrapped up with kitchen towels, and it's definitely starting to show some personality as far as the food that it makes, and a little bit of independence, and it's starting to turn into a health nut, which, if it was my cookbook, would be a little bit worrisome, because I like to eat, you know, donuts and pancakes and stuff, pizza, not, you know, kale and broccoli salad. But the cookbook, it's a riot. The farm itself just seems to have its own personality in a way, an absolute riot. And the things that go on. So in book 2, in book 1, they were basically fighting with the Dungeon Guild as far as this dungeon and this dungeon event that was going to destroy the town. And a good bit of the countryside probably. So they managed to pull themselves out of that, but they kind of ended up making enemies of the Dungeon Guild. So in book 2, all of a sudden we've got some of the repercussions of that coming. We've got a new dungeon that's going to be built. We have some new wealthy people showing up into the town that start building competing businesses, building a competing guild hall, building a competing general store. We don't even want to build a competing inn, but we definitely have a competing general store, we have a competing guild hall, and some shenanigans going on. Now, I don't want to I don't want to do any spoilers for this, so I'm not going to tell you the twist, because there is a small twist. The Dungeon Guild is definitely a big part of this, but there is a small twist on the motivations of why some of these people are doing the things that they are doing, which just adds a slight different, I guess, hint to it. Now, we also have the continuing relationship between Jason and Tess. And at the same time, we have these new plants, these new monster-eating plants. You know, basically their version of a Venus flytrap, only it's called the Mars monster trap. And they are invasive, would be the best way to put it, and mean, definitely ornery, and very difficult to get rid of. So that becomes a big part of at least the first half to 2/3 of the book, is the destruction that this is wreaking on the various farms and ranches in the area. While at the same time, in the town, we've got Tess, and Paulina, who are in the little battles with the two newcomers and these businesses they're building up, and just absolutely crushing their business and their way of life. And of course, Tess being as impulsive as ever, and, you know, borderline bandit, borderline outlaw. Well, not bandit, but she doesn't respect the laws the best you could say. So Constable Hank, of course, has to deal with her quite a bit. So we've got her skirting the legalities and in a lot of ways making herself look bad through a big portion of this book. Plus you have the continuing relationship between the two of them and their I won't say burgeoning relationship because it is pretty solid. Now I will say this one big improvement from book one as far as the relationship goes is that Tess stops being in basically domestic violence poster child. Their relationship no longer is Jason the battered boyfriend. That got smoothed out. So hopefully maybe the author just realized that it's not a good idea to have a boyfriend girlfriend that sock each other in the face just because they didn't and knock each other down just because they didn't like a decision the other one made or something along those lines. I mean that is my biggest knock with book one, and it's gone in book two, so that's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. They could really move forward with the relationship, really move forward with the plot of the book without having this whole domestic violence thing that just kind of pulls me out of it. And yeah, I pretty much summed it up without giving any spoilers. I'm trying to do this as spoiler-free as possible. All the supporting characters are still awesome. Jeremiah is absolutely fantastic. Weatherhand is amusing, definitely amusing. Especially their little cannon pest control thing. It gets pretty funny. It definitely gets pretty funny. And then of course Paulina is a riot. Teresa the healer is an absolute riot. Tess, absolute riot. They're all funny. They're all a lot of fun, and you got to check it out. It's a fun book. It's just it's kind of a slice of life, but they do put some overarching plots into it. So it's a combination slice of life and combination of just a plot-driven book. So far, it's a fantastic series, guys. It's an absolutely fantastic series. I'm at book 3, and I'll finish it in the next month or two. I'm trying not to just focus only on one or two series to the detriment of the rest. So I'm gonna actually lay down book 3 for a little while, jump over to a couple of other books that are on the list, so I can keep offering you guys new stuff. But and please keep emailing me or commenting with book suggestions. I did those reviews of 8. I'd come across it. Hadn't read it yet. It was on my list, and then had a few of you guys suggest it to me, so I went ahead and read it, and I am very glad I did. They were absolutely fantastic. So guys, suggestions, send them. Send that stuff my way. Otherwise, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. Go read whatever you guys like. Hopefully it's something that we have recommended to you. If it's not and you like it, please let me know. Let me know. I want to read it. I want to talk about it and bring it to other people as well. I hope that you guys want to support the authors just as much as we do. Thank you for watching, everybody. We'll catch you next time. Bye now.